Hello. Hi, Lee. Sorry it took a few minutes for your chat to come up. How are you? I'm going to give everybody a couple minutes to jump on. I'm going to try to wipe this camera lens off. Sorry. It's looking a little foggy. That didn't help at all. That did not help at all. Okay, I've got 6 people in here. Go ahead and say hello as you come in so I know who's here. I'm going to give it just a few minutes. Yes, I did have a good weekend. No, I'm not rested. We played like we were teenagers all weekend long. Sometimes you need that too, just as much as you need rest. But there was some things done. Some foods eaten, some beverages consumed. Hey, Christina. And look, I don't want this video to be about bragging about cheating on keto. That's not what I want this to be about. It's not what I want it to be about at all. Hi, Shannon. I don't want this to come across as me being smug. I don't want this to come across as me making light of my previous health condition. I don't want this to be a, oh, I messed up. This is not what this is about. It's not. I understand. But here is the great thing about what's going to happen tonight with me is, number one, I have so many people, so many, that comment all the time about how easy this is for me. Hi, Janice, how are you? I have so many people on my channel, so many people in my work life, so many people in my life like, oh, you do it, but you can do it because it's so easy for you. No, it's not. So we're going to talk a little bit about, okay, so I went into the weekend with 100% intentions not to cheat, not to go off plan. I was going to behave myself. I was going to be good. Everything was going to be great. And on day 1, I did exactly that. I ordered wings for lunch. And then for dinner, I had a sirloin steak and a lobster tail. Yes, that's it. And then the next morning for breakfast, I got up and I had a spinach and Swiss 3-egg omelet and a side of bacon and a black coffee. Perfect, right? And then a little bit later, we got hungry. And that's when things fell apart. No, it didn't. That night, I decided to try a hard seltzer. And there were all of these people walking around with these cans of, it's called White Claw. And I used to be a beer drinker. I used to be a big, love beer, right? But I saw these and I asked them, the bartender, and I'm like, do you have any low carb? What's the lowest carb beer that you have? And she's like, actually, we've got these White Claws and then we've got these Bud Light hard seltzers. And she goes, they each have 2 total grams of carbohydrates. And I'm like, really? Total? 2 total. She's like, yeah, it's just 2, because luckily she has done keto. So she knows what, the difference between net, total, and sugar alcohol. She's like, yeah, there's 2 grams of added sugar. It's 2 total carbs. So I'm like, okay, what flavors do you have? And of course she said raspberry, lime, or mango. And so I tried a mango one first and it was absolutely delicious. And then I went back to try the raspberry. Well, I forgot that, number one, it's been a year since I've had an alcoholic beverage. And two, alcohol affects you much, much differently when you're 30 pounds thinner and when you don't do carbs, right? There's nothing to absorb the alcohol. So, needless to say, those two drinks ended up resorting in me ordering a small sweet potato french fry from room service. My husband got the gourmet grilled cheese sandwich. This is a grilled cheese sandwich with 5 different aged cheese on like a Texas toast that's heavily buttered. I'm just warning you, if you're one of these people that can't even listen to people talk about eating real food without being triggered, this is not your live video, because I need to talk about it. So I'm going to talk about it. So if you get triggered, this is not your video. There's your warning. There's your warning. So, so he had that and he ordered regular French fries. Well, I ate the sweet potato fries. I'm not lying. I ate every one of them. It was the one food, because I thought, my husband and I talked about this before I did it. And I said, the one food I miss more than anything else there's no keto equivalent. Like, there's no keto taste like this food. Like, this is the only food that I know of that tastes like this food. I can go get keto ice cream. I can go get keto cheesecake. I can bake keto cookies. I can do all of that, but I have not found a keto sweet potato. So I ordered sweet potatoes, and that's fries, French fries. So that's what I ate. And then the next morning, I didn't really feel bad. I didn't feel bloated. There was no, I didn't feel any side effects like I thought I would. So the next day, we were out and about. The only negative thing I can say that I felt the next day was like, well, I've already blown it, might as well cheat. That was the only old behavior, toxic play by play that I found myself talking myself into eating more carbs by, you blew it last night. It's your weekend, blah, 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 blah. And I was fine until I had another White Claw. And once again, I found myself very hungry at 11 o'clock at night with a buzz. And what did I eat? Oh, it was a slider with the bun, with the coleslaw, it had an onion ring, like the big fat breaded onion rings, and then I stole the onion ring from my husband's slider. I didn't steal it. I told him I'm taking it. And if he would have said anything to me, I'd have probably stabbed him with a fork. Just kidding. But anyway, so I had that. And then a little bit later, I had a piece of bread. But that was it. That was it. This morning when we woke up, I said, no more. I'm done. I'm done. I felt really bad. So let me, oh, no. That wasn't it. Shoot. There is this place called the Noodle Bar that we went to eat. And I ate, I'm probably going to tell you, 1 measured cup. I would like to say it was a couple of bites, but I know it wasn't. I probably ate a good handful of fried rice. We were eating at this, I got some chicken, right? Some roasted chicken. And then it came with fried rice. And so I ate the fried rice. So that was my big cheats for the weekend. And this morning when I woke up, I almost couldn't get the ring off my finger. My feet hurt. My ankles are swollen. So yeah, I mean, I was quickly reminded why I don't eat those foods anymore. But anyway, so this morning, so my food for today, I've been eating a lot snacky. I guess because I'm coming off of carbs. But today I started my day with a spinach and cheese omelet. My husband gave up a piece of his pork sausage, and I had a small avocado. And then today for lunch, or my second meal really, I had some lunch meat roll-ups, 2 pickle spears, and 4 olives. I put just a little bit of mayonnaise on each one of those sandwich roll-ups, no cheese. Um, and then I made myself a big tray of bacon, and I ate like 5 pieces of the bacon. Oh, and I ate 2 pieces of beef jerky. So really thin sliced beef jerky. And I've had 2 cups of coffee with Keto super creamer. So I've been really good today. My carbs are super low. I'm feeling really drained, really tired. A couple of times I've had cravings, but I've been peeing all day like crazy. It's been insane. Let me go back and see what's happening here. Say hi. Nobody has been talking. Yes, alcohol definitely lowers the resistance. Yeah, I'm someone that can't drink a lot because I am going to be, that's what happened to me on my cruise last year for my 50th birthday. We went on a cruise and I was being so good. My first 2 days on the cruise ship, I was 100%. As a matter of fact, I was eating carnivore, like to keep myself from wanting to cheat. And I crashed and burned after my first drink. And then but I went nuts. Like I'm talking, I had pastries and yeah, I went over the top. Yeah, it did. And so, I've emotionally, I have struggled today with more worried about what you guys will think. That's one of the bad parts and good parts about being a vlogger that vlogs our daily lives is because I hold myself accountable to you. And not all, some of you hold me to this really high standard, and I always feel like I'm disappointing you. I always feel like, oh God, they're going to go watch another channel. They're going to quit watching my channel. You know what I'm saying? It's like I've got this whole thing going on in my head. But I've got to be honest with you. I have forgiven myself. I have 100% forgiven myself. I am not going to hold myself hostage. I'm not I'm not going to sit here and tell you the food was gross. It wasn't. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you, oh, I'm never going to drink again, because I will. I'm never going to tell you I won't ever eat another sweet potato fry. You know why? Because I freaking miss sweet potato fries. And do I think sweet potatoes are evil? Do I think one small batch of sweet potato fries caused type 2 diabetes, caused fatty liver? No, 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 no. Years and years and years of me shoving sugar in my face and bread in my face and pasta in my face and constantly carbing up. That is what caused my medical conditions. But again, I don't want you to think that I'm excusing this and saying, yeah, you can be keto and eat sweet potatoes. Well, I mean, if you can eat sweet potato fries and still stay in ketosis, then you are ketosis. You're keto, right? But me personally, one small sweet potato has like 34 total carbs. I know that for my metabolism, that will not work. That is going to be something that I will have to do maintenance, on maintenance. That's not going to be something I can do now while I'm still trying to lose weight. So tomorrow the plan is I'm going to step on the scale, and whatever that number says, I'm going to own it, and I'm going to move forward, and it doesn't matter, because I know that I might have gained 5, 6, 7 pounds of water weight. I know it's not real weight, and it might take me 2, 3, 4 weeks to take it off, but that's okay too. That's okay too. Gonna start back on the challenge tomorrow and get on that one. Bonnie, life is real, we fall. Yes, we do. But I get some pretty raunchy messages sent to me when I'm not perfect. It's like, God, guys, find someone else to pick on. Yeah, Lee. Aw. I can't be anything else but real because if I'm fake to you, then I'm not living my journey, right? I'm not owning my journey. This is my journey. Now, this is going to seem hypocritical. I'm going to sound like a hypocrite. I do not endorse cheat days for special occasions. You know why? Because for me, I'm a food addict and I will find all kinds of occasions. Well, it's her birthday. Well, it's his birthday. Well, I haven't seen my aunt from Georgia for 6 months. Oh my gosh, this is a once in a lifetime restaurant I've been to. But he bought it for me for Valentine's Day. It's our anniversary. Oh my gosh, it's Christmas. It's Thanksgiving. It's 4th of July. Come on, it's Easter. It's St. Patty's Day. Who doesn't have a drink on Labor Day? Lighten up. It's a party. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could be your 365-day event calendar if I personally, emotionally cannot allow myself to view food as a reward, but I can, in context, view sweet potato fries is that every once in a while, sweet potatoes are not the death of civilization, right? It is not going to kill me if every once in a while Melanie wants to have a sweet potato fry. It doesn't mean that I'm not doing keto right if every once in a while I crave a freaking potato. You know what I'm saying? It's like so many people out there, there's so much pressure when you share your journey publicly that like, oh my gosh, why is she craving a potato? She must be doing something wrong. Let me go just eat my cereal bar with 1,500 calories in it and 1,500 ingredients. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I can't crave a sweet potato, but you can crave a Quest bar. Sweet potato Quest bar. Or whatever nutrition bar is out there now and popular in the keto sphere. But anyway, I saw Esther tonight talking live on, she won February. She was one of my February fitness winners. And I got to see her speaking live and sharing her story today. So that was awesome. So anyway, yeah. So let's see. Sweet potato fries, fried rice, a half a slice of pizza at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm talking a sliver this big. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't eat any sweets. I was offered sweets. As a matter of fact, any of you that's ever been to the Hard Rock Casino Hotel in Tampa, they have all kinds of goodies. Like I'm talking 5-star gourmet goodies. They have chocolate sculptures there, right? Hey, Charlotte, how are you? So I didn't eat any sweets though, so I'm super proud of myself. I did not eat sugar. You know what I'm saying? So I feel pretty good about that, but I do not endorse. I don't want any of my subscribers thinking, well, you had a cheat day, so you must be saying that it's okay to cheat. It is and it isn't. One, I've been doing this for 3 years. I don't recommend that you cheat on keto, and I hate to really even use that word. I don't recommend anyone go off plan, at least for the first 90 days that you're doing this, because it's just too easy to go back. The second thing is that I've been doing this for 3 years. Number two, I already know, oops, I screwed up. Okay, I purposefully and intentionally screwed up thanks to the help of some alcohol. And it's like, okay, so what do I do with this now? I've cheated. I've eaten an off-plan food. What do I do now? I either have to make the decision that tomorrow I'm going to jump right back on and I'm going to get right back on again, and that's just going to be it for me. But I had to eliminate my old mindset used to be like, oh, well, I cheated. I screwed up. I failed at this diet. I can't do the diet. I just can't do it. But I think I'm in a much healthier place emotionally now where I can say, okay, well, I had a freaking sweet potato. That doesn't mean I got to take the word keto out of my name of my channel. It doesn't mean that the keto police get to come arrest me at my home because, oh, she had 2 days. But I talked about this in another video one time about how, let's say that you had the self-control and you had your health under control to a point where you could take 1 day a month. Let's say the first Saturday of every month was your big hoorah. And I'm not talking about going face first into a pint of Ben and Jerry's real ice cream. I'm talking, oh, hi, Melissa. I'm talking about, what if that one breakfast once a month you allow yourself real pancakes? What if that one dinner once a month at your favorite restaurant, you have a dinner roll with your dinner? What if twice a month you and your husband have date night and you enjoy a glass of wine? Maybe it's not the dry wine, but maybe it's the wonderful desserty type wine that you know has 20, 30 sugar alcohols in it. But you decide to have a glass of wine with your spouse. As long as your health is under control, I'm not on medications, I have undone diabetes, undone all of these things. I'm getting really close to my goal size, right? And so I'm in a place where if once every 3 or 4 months I want to kind of say, you know what, I want some sweet potato fries, I can have them. But I understand that that cannot become a once a week thing. That cannot become a once every 2 weeks. And I can never get to a point where I look forward to that food, because then I'm getting back to a place where I'm using food as a reward. So Melanie, if you do good for the next 14 days, you can have those sweet potato fries. But you know what? When I get into maintenance, if I find that once a week I can have a sweet potato and maintain my weight and not gain and not lose, I'm going to eat a freaking sweet potato. Okay. And I hate to dive in like that. Do I think apples are realistic for me? I don't know. I also love pineapple. I don't know if that's going to be a thing for me. I don't know. And I have to stay away from sugar because I can walk away like, okay, so sweet potato fries, that's one of my favorite things. So if you were to hold up a sweet potato fries, I can eat 3 or 4, get the taste of it, and I can move on. I can be like, oh, those were so good. I miss sweet potato fries. I can spend a few minutes thinking about it, enjoying the moment, and I can move on and know that, oh, well, next time I want sweet potato fries, I'll have one. But I mean, for now, that's just not in my life. So, yeah. So I just don't want to put out, there's a lot of vloggers that have cheat days and they almost brag about them, and they almost, because they have to excuse what they're doing for themselves, they then have to turn around and say there's nothing wrong with a cheat day. But I have to say that with warning labels, right? There's nothing wrong with a small cheat as long as you know that you can handle getting back on keto the next day. You are one cheat of that one trigger food that could send you into a backslide, and next thing you know, you blink, it's 6 months later, you've regained 35 pounds and you can't get back on. I have found that the longer I cheat, like on my cruise, the harder it was to get back, because I felt I had to go through that whole pouting thing, it's not fair thing all over again. And that was very difficult for me to struggle through. So today, I made sure that every time I was craving something sweet or carby, I just had a cup of coffee. I just enjoyed a cup of coffee. I found that I told myself today that if I'm hungry and I want to eat 6 hard-boiled eggs, then I'm going to eat 6 hard-boiled eggs. If I want to eat, as long as it's in plan, and I stayed on plan today. But I'll get on the scale tomorrow and I'll post that. So do you guys have any questions for me? Concerns, comments, critiques? Cheat days defeat the purpose. You're a binger, so there's... You know what? Zero, Connie, I was a binge eater. I'm a recovering binge eater. There are sweets. If it's sugar, I can't walk away. Like even a Lily's chocolate bar, I can't just eat one square. I can't just, if I buy the Ghirardelli chocolates, the little squares in the bag, and it comes with like 15 squares, I'm not going to just eat one square. I'm going to open that bag, and the bag is going to be empty when I'm done. But I have found that there's foods out there that don't trigger me. Like sweet potatoes to me are just, I just enjoy the way sweet potatoes, it's like pumpkin pie. It's like when, how do I, okay, so like butternut squash isn't, I don't know why I crave these foods. Call me a weirdo. But like I am the girl at Thanksgiving dinner that will take the bowl of butternut squash and I'll eat the whole thing. And that'll be my Thanksgiving dinner. No turkey. I don't need turkey. I don't need nothing else on that dinner table. You just give me the butternut squash with salt, pepper, and butter, and I am the happiest. But it's got a lot of carbs in it. But it's a food that I definitely want to reincorporate. But I know that I'm not going to binge on zucchini fries. I'm not going to binge on sweet potato fries. But I will binge on cheesecake, and I will binge on donut holes, and I will binge, it's sweets. I am a sweet binger all the way, so I have to be careful with that. And I know that a cheat day defeats the purpose, but for a binge eater. But let's put this in context. If I'm telling you that I can order a little box of sweet potato fries that I can eat 3, 4, or 5 and then walk away from them and be like, okay, that was really good. I enjoyed that. And then not like, oh, I need more sweet potato fries. Oh my God, when's the next time I can have them? If it doesn't do that to me, then I don't think there's anything wrong. But I definitely think you need to identify your trigger foods, like if it's a trigger food. You're hoping to someday put beans back in my chili. I I have to be careful. I tried eating lupini beans, and I didn't have a good reaction with those. So there are certain foods that I'm triggered by, and then there's certain foods that I want them. To be honest with you, if I could make you a list of 5 foods that if I could have those 5 foods back in my diet, I would never ever need to cheat or never feel deprived on keto. If I could have an apple a day, I love apples. I love apples. You have no idea. But they're full of sugar. So I know what that apple's going to do to me. Okay. The other food that I love passionately is sweet potatoes. If I could have one sweet potato a day and not become a type 2 diabetic, if I could have one sweet potato a day, I wouldn't even want the apple. Just give me the freaking sweet potato. Throw some butter on that. Oh my gosh, so good. Some cinnamon. So good. Because that's like pumpkin pie. That's like you can make it to make like a pumpkin pie, like a little mini keto-friendly sweet potato pie. I mean, like you could do so much with it. You could do fries with it. Um, if I could have, I really miss apples. I really miss sweet potatoes. I miss grilled cheese sandwiches, like with real bread. I know it's crazy, right? Of all the things you'd want to put back. And I miss peanut butter, but I can't. Nuts. I have a very inflammatory response to nuts. So peanut butter's out of the question, but I do miss peanut butter a lot. But I used to be someone who used to take a jar of peanut butter and just eat it straight out of the jar. Like, I love peanut butter. Popcorn's another one I miss. But I I'm not as snacky as I used to be. Like ever since I started eating 2 meals a day, like I eat 2 meals a day, a third one if I'm hungry. I'm intuitively eating, but I'm finding that if I eat intuitively, my first meal is somewhere around 10 or 11, and then I'm hungry again like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But like right now, not hungry at all. I had 5 pieces of bacon for dinner, and I'm not hungry. That was it. Yeah, I needed a break from strict and disciplined, and I love you guys, but I needed to not care what you think. I I know that sounds horrible. Please don't give me thumbs down. I needed to not care or not need permission from you guys to just eat a freaking sweet potato. I just needed that. And none of you have ever stopped me. None of you have ever, like, I have a couple people that don't interact much on the channel, but if I do something wrong, well, I hear about it. Trust me. They're waiting for me to screw up. And I just had to reach a point where I'm like, you know what? But I think it's important for me to share this with you because I mean, it happens, I think, to the best of us. There are some of us that have never had a cheat day since we started. I know a couple of perfect YouTubers that are perfect in everything that they do, perfect all the time, 100% of the time. They poop perfect, they sleep perfect, everything they do is perfect. And so, I'm not so much perfect. Not so much. Guys, I cannot stay on here long. My husband is leaving out of town this week. And so I got tonight, tomorrow, and Tuesday night with him. And then he'll be leaving for a few days. So, yes, thank you. Hi, Sylvia. Yes. We are, you know what? I tell people all the time I actually liked being a vegetarian. I just didn't like the way I felt. I liked the food, all the food. I could carb up all day long on vegetables and like salads and I mean, I'm a vegetable. I don't think that there's a lot of vegetables I don't like. You know what I'm saying? Onions, I don't like raw onions though. Hey, how's it going, girly girl? I'm just getting ready to wrap this up. But I did want to come on and confess to you um, that this weekend I made some choices. And as much as I would like to blame it solely on the alcohol, I've got to tell you, my husband and I had a full on conversation before I picked up the phone and ordered room service and ordered the French fries. So I would like to say that it's the 2 seltzers that I had, but it wasn't. I had already drank the seltzers and made up my mind that I was going to have an off plan cheat and that having that off plan cheat, I justified it by saying it was a food that I really missed, which it is. I justified it by saying we're on vacation, it's your birthday, we're celebrating, blah, 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 blah. I justified it in all of those ways, and I'm not trying to hide behind that. Um, but my plan is today, I've been 100% perfect. I've been a good little girl. Tomorrow I will be a good little girl too. But tomorrow starts week 2 of the March Madness 3-2-1 challenge. And I think I'm up to, see, squats. I started with 10, so 16. So tomorrow I start with 16 squats. I start with 6, 9. So I start with 16 squats, 9 downward dog, and 9 Russian twists. You cheated today as well. It's the birthday. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry about that. I can't even imagine what it would be like to lose a child. You know what? If that's the way you've got to grieve, you got to grieve. But girl, tomorrow, give it to God and pray to Him. He would not want you to destroy yourself. Like, you've got to know that. You've got to know that at 16 years old, he loved you, and you've got to know that he would not want you to destroy yourself. If you need to feel like that day, his birthday, is a day where you can just grieve however you need to get through the pain, but just know that he'd want you to live. And if you believe in Jesus, and if he knew Jesus right now, he is up there and he's in such a better place. That's what I tell people all the time. Oh my gosh, the I, I we all say, those of us with faith, myself with faith, man, as bad as this world is getting, as bad as humanity is getting, as nasty as people are getting, there are some times where I think the people getting the diagnosis and checking out to be with Jesus have it better. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I want to die. I'm not saying that I'm wishing death on anyone. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that if I found out tomorrow that I was terminal and it was time to go, I'm just saying, praise Jesus. I don't have to sweep floors no more. I don't have to mop. I don't have to do dishes. I just get to go praise, celebrate, be with Jesus. I mean, I'll have a job in heaven. We all will. We all will. But he would not want you to destroy yourself. But if you need to have this one day, maybe do something else. Maybe find, like, the flowers that I've been buying for myself. Maybe go out and find a beautiful vase. Have an artist make you a ceramic vase with his name on it. And this one day or this 1 week, give it a week, this 1 week out of the year, you go pick out the prettiest freaking flowers you can find and you fill that vase. You fill that vase, and that is what you do. Find something to replace the self-destruction, because you're just hurting yourself, because you're in pain and you're like, you don't know what to do with what you're feeling. And so you're causing more pain. You're trying to comfort yourself, but find something else to do. Start a tradition, a message in a bottle. I have a friend that did that. My friend would go buy a environmentally friendly bottle with a cork, and she would write a letter to her mom and twist it, because her mom and her loved the beach. And so she'd write a little letter like, I love you, mom, and I miss you so much. And she'd put the date on it, blah, 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 blah. And a picture, dried flowers. She'd put stuff in the bottle, and then she'd send the bottle out. And that became a tradition. Now, somebody that's in the same current is probably getting bottles every year that say, I love you, mom, I miss you, mom. But I'm just saying, she calls it message in a bottle morning. And that's what she does on her mom's birthday. Or I mean, I don't know if she does it on her mom's birthday or the day her mom passed, but she sends her mom a message in a bottle, because she believes that if she's with Jesus, then she's at the beach, because she loved the beach that much. So find yourself a new tradition, build a new tradition. Maybe volunteer at a Bible study, volunteer at a homeless shelter on that day in your son's name. That is so powerful. Do a good deed, like a pay it forward. Like, just put $20 in an envelope with a letter that says, I hope that whoever finds this envelope knows that they are loved and special. Write your son's name on it in loving memory of, and just leave the envelope somewhere. It might get thrown away, but somebody might open it. Write be blessed on the front. And just walk around and start yourself a little notebook of, like, who you imagine. Like, I imagine that it was an elderly woman who maybe was struggling to buy medication, found that envelope. Or just randomly walk up to somebody and hand them the envelope. Just saying, today I am grieving and I wanted to share some love with another human being. In loving memory of my son. Put your son's name on it. Just walk up to a random stranger and say, I need to bless you today because I'm missing my son. Start a new tradition, because you know what? Now, not only are you thinking about your son, but this random stranger that's just received your beautiful message and say $20 that could mean the difference between them having groceries or being able to afford a prescription, they're going to remember you and your son the rest. And so you're honoring his name. So start a new tradition, girl. You can do this. But that's what I've been doing with my dad's money. My dad blessed me very much with when he passed financially. We've been able to take care of a lot of things that would have taken us a long time. And so I've made probably 4 donations in my father's name to the local homeless shelter for food. So these are the earrings that I got out of my winnings. I don't know if you can see them. Let me take them off and put something behind it. I forgot. These are handcrafted. They're beautiful. They were handcrafted by a silversmith. Can you see that? They're a feather and they're in tri-gold. So they're gold and silver. Aren't those gorgeous? Aren't those absolutely gorgeous? They're so pretty. Of course, you guys know I love earrings. But I used some of my winnings to buy those. Didn't have a great weekend though because I lost more money than I won. But anyway, I gotta go, guys. I'm gonna go spend some time with the hubs. The dogs have missed me very much, so I need to spend some cuddle time with them. I'm just here to tell you I'm human. And I made a conscious decision to eat. Hey, Lisa. I made a conscious decision to eat things this weekend, not just one day, not just one incident, but several incidences. I made those choices. And I'm back. It doesn't make me less of a keto person. It doesn't make me less of an influencer. It doesn't mean that I'm trying to get everybody to cheat. I actually don't typically condone that. But it is what it is. You popped in late. Hope your weekend was nice. I'll watch the replay. Oh, okay. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for watching the replay. All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow with my regular scheduled vlog. We're going to be starting week 2 of the March Madness. And look, I'm going to keep you in my prayers and I'm going to lift you up. Start a tradition in your son's name. And instead of using this day to grieve for him, use this day to celebrate his memory, right? Celebrate it with the world. Share the gift of knowing him with the world in his memory. So that's what I would do. That's how I would play it, but I'm not you. But I'm just giving you some ideas. Go bless a stranger. Go walk up to a stranger and just say, I want to bless you today, but I need to tell you I'm grieving for my son and this is how I want to share his memory. And I think that you're going to be absolutely amazed at not only the reception that you get from people, but I think you're going to be amazed at how many people will love what you're doing and maybe reach out and change somebody else's life the way that you could possibly change somebody else's life. $20 can mean the difference between eating or maybe a hotel room for the night. Go find somebody and honor your son. So I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow with another daily vlog and back on track. You guys have a good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.